what a balloon payment is, and how it benefits the buyer when they're purchasing a property from you through a lease purchase. Let's get into this. Hey everybody, it's Jamel Gibbs, your family-oriented entrepreneur, helping you close more deals successfully through proven real estate investment strategies. In this video, I want to share with you what a balloon payment is, why a buyer would want to do a lease purchase in the first place, how the buyer would come up with the funds to be able to rehab a property if you're selling the property to them as is, and also how would the buyer come up with the funds to be able to pay off the property if there's a balloon payment due. Now, the reason I'm answering these questions is because I've had a lot of comments come through on a previous video that I've put together where I showed you how to buy your first rental property, even if you're broke. And if you haven't had a chance to check that video out, be sure to check it up and the card's up at the top. Now, what exactly is a balloon payment? To keep it really simple, a balloon payment is a lump sum of money that's due at the end of a loan term. For example, let's just say that I have a property that I'm willing to sell through lease purchase, and I find a buyer who's willing to take on the lease purchase, and they're willing to make the monthly payments necessary in order to be able to obtain the property within a period of time. Now, let's just say that I give that buyer 36 months to make monthly payments, and in addition to the monthly payments, at the end of the 36 months, they're gonna have to give me a lump sum of money in order to be able to pay the property off, and then I walk away from the property at that point, and they take ownership of the property. Well, that lump sum of money that's provided to me at the end of that term is what's called a balloon payment. So why would a tenant buyer want to do a lease purchase in the first place? Well, the reason for this is because sometimes people have access to down payment money. They might even have money to rehab a property. So they have money sitting around, but they don't have the credit to be able to go to the bank to be able to get a loan. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there in this situation. So what a lease purchase allows someone to do is put a deposit down on the property and make monthly payments over a period of time while they're building up their credit to become mortgageable through a bank. And once you understand that concept, what you're able to do is create cash flow for yourself while helping someone else become a homeowner eventually once they become mortgageable through the bank. The lease purchase allows them to make monthly payments to purchase a property while they're repairing their credit. Once their credit is good enough, they can go to the bank to get a loan. Now, what about the repair costs on a property? How would someone come up with that type of money? Well, when you're selling the property to someone through a lease purchase, what I typically like to do is sell the property to them as is. So you have to remember who you're dealing with. You're not dealing with a regular tenant who's going to rent a property from you. You're dealing with someone who has a different mindset. What they're looking to do is purchase the property from you. So if you can sell them a property at a deeper discount, which will allow them to go in and build equity in their property, chances are they're going to come up with the money to be able to rehab the house. So when you're pre-screening people and you're checking their finances before they actually move into this house that you have a lease purchase on, and you're looking to sell this property to them, you want to make sure, number one, they have the down payment and that they understand you're selling this property as is through a lease purchase. So they're going to be 100% responsible for repairing the property. Now, another thing you want to be mindful of is when you're selling these properties to them, you want to make sure that they have the money to be able to rehab the property if it needs work. And that's the point of you selling the property to them through terms on a lease purchase and at a deep discount as well. And you want to remember that, again, the mindset of this type of person coming in is that they're going to own this property, not rent the property. And you're building home ownership for people who can build equity in these properties long term. So as a lease option landlord, you're not renting a property to your average tenant buyer. That was a common comment that came through on that video that I showed you up at the top, where I showed you how to buy your first rental property even if you're broke. Why would or how would a tenant be able to come up with this type of money? You got to remember the mindset of the tenant is different. they're not looking to rent the property, they're looking to buy the property. So they have a buyer's mindset and they're getting a deal on the property. And they're able to buy this property without having to go directly to the bank until their credit is improved. So how would they come up with the balloon payment? While they're renting the house from you, they're building their credit. So once they're mortgageable and their credit is decent enough and the property is in an improved state, then they can go to the bank and get a loan from the bank to be able to buy the house outright. So every single payment that they've made, if you pre-negotiated a certain payment with them to credit them, let's say $100 a month, let's say it took them 36 months to be able to do this, to credit towards their closing costs, they've built up, number one, $3,600 to apply towards purchasing their property, towards the closing costs, and they're able to pay you a lump sum at the end of the term because now they can go to the bank to be able to get the loan. And from that point forward, once they are mortgageable, they will make their monthly payments to the bank, pay you the lump sum, and you walk away and go on to the next deal. It's really simple. You got to remember that a balloon payment is a lump sum of money that will be paid to you at the end of the lease option term. Once the buyer exercises the option, a buyer is willing to do this because they don't have the credit, but they have some funds saved up to be able to do this. They also have the rehab money to be able to fix these properties up. And once they're mortgageable, they'll go to the bank to get the loan to be able to pay you off. Now, if you like this video and you want more information on how this actually works, I have a video on amortization and it goes into a little more detail on balloon payments that you can check out right here. Be sure to check it out in the cards up at the top as well. And I have another video which shows you how to make creative offers on real estate, which I'll pop up right here, and you can check that out in the cards up at the top as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like it, subscribe, click the notification bell for more videos just like this. And make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what other questions you have so I can get those answered for you. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.